Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today we're taking a look at my favourite eShop deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, and here I cover the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. I do love this week's deals, though a ton of new low prices and a few we haven't seen in some time. Before we do get started though, then a shout out to RedDeerGames, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video with their latest release, that is the last survey. We'll be talking about that though a little later in the video, so with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So today it's a big week for new low prices. In fact, we only have 3 games that do match the previous low price, so let's start with them and then we'll dive into the remaining 11. First up, enter the Gungeon, and while we have seen this 50% price drop before, it tends to be their go-to discount. We normally only get it for a couple of days at a time. Here we're getting a good kind of week to jump on it, and you really should if you haven't already. It's a modern classic basically in my eyes, and it's a bullet hell dungeon crawler. You are the Gungeoneers with a whole lot of firepower and acrobatic skills. You'll be jumping all over the place. But yeah, great game. Just a warning though, definitely not easy. It's also fantastic in 2-player mode as well. Stardew Valley then really needs no introduction, the most popular farm life sim of all time. If you want something a little more relaxed, this is where you go as you move to this new town and essentially inherit the land. Now you need to meet the locals but also restore this town because it's definitely seen better days. It's matching the low here in the US and Canada, hence why it's up first in the video, but it's been over a year since we've seen a discount. It does rarely drop. If however you're in the UK, EU and Australia, then this actually marks a new low price. Wargroove then is 50% off, and this is the last one matching the low price. Everything else today, new low prices, and this is a retro turn-based tactics experience. It holds similarities to Advance Wars, so if that was ever your thing, you should absolutely pick this one up. Where this one excels though, its content, a story mode of warring factions. You can create your own campaign, you can play local, online, there's quick matches, it even has a puzzle mode. Great stuff, and it even got a free update called Double Trouble. A shout out then to today's sponsor, RedDeerGames, who have a new game coming out. That is the last survey. It releases on August 6th. They're actually bringing it as well with a 40% launch discount, and that discount's going to be available until August 20th. This one though, it's a story-driven experience, but if the trailer hasn't given it away already, super unique with this almost minimalistic presentation. Playing the role of a specialist though, you are working for a superpower company. You uncover a less than positive secret about the future of our planet, and now it's going to be down to you to deliver what is essentially the bad news. As a fan of experiences like this, it's for sure trying just something a little bit different, and it has a message behind it as well, which I won't spoil, but expect a whole lot of tense choices that impact the outcome, and you can expect here different endings. RedDeerGames then will be celebrating the launch with a giveaway that is going to be 25 codes for the game, and I've linked that below in the pinned comments. Go show them some love though. There's an option there for special code that gets you bonus entries. All you need to do, enter the code SwitchCorner. So again, thank you to RedDeerGames for supporting the channel today. Go show them some love. But with that, let's dive into the rest of this video, which from here on out, it is all-time new low prices. Super Magbot, and this is a new release. I've reviewed it here on the channel, and any games that I've reviewed today, you will find them in the pinned comment down below. But I love this one. It's an incredibly challenging platformer with a spin, and that spin is you can't jump. You'll instead be using magnetic forces to pull and push yourself around, and it gets seriously complicated, this one, but I think the reward, it was absolutely worth it. It comes with a story of sorts, save the universe, but there's nothing really to it. Come here just if you want something like a, let's say, Super Meat Boy. It's a decent 44% off as well though, and it's only been out maybe a month or so at this point. Biped then is similar in a sense to the puzzle platforming of Magbot, but nowhere near as challenging. The idea with this one though, you're once again saving a planet, but this time you're controlling a robot that gives kind of serious Pixar vibes, animation and all, but it's got to focus this one on local 2-player instead, and it is fantastic stuff. The spin with this one, each joystick actually controls a leg, and you'll use them for all sorts of puzzle moments. No online support sadly with this one, but just know the single player and the 2-player campaign, they are completely different. It's well worth it with 45% off, even if you're just going to jump into that single player. So I'm not even going to attempt to explain this one in like 30 seconds, but Civilization 6 finally sees a new low price, and this one is long overdue because half the time you could grab the physical release for super cheap and lower than the previous low we kept on seeing. A turn-based strategy though, it's about as involved as they come, and you're out to build an empire that will basically at least attempt to stand the test of time. So think explore, develop and conquer. It even throws in then extra content, and it's rocking 67% off. Door Kickers Action Squad then is another one I covered here on the channel, and while the first Door Kickers was just serious strategy, this one it pushed that aside for some hardcore like run and gun arcade action. It's side scrolling and it's a whole lot of like platforming exploration, saving hostages, and yeah, you gotta take down enemy forces in Nowhere City, USA. 84 levels though, 20 enemies, zombie mode, 6 playable characters. It's basically retro with some depth, and this is a great price with 70% off, making it just super budget. If you want just like a lighter action RPG, then check out Cat Quest 2. It's a great time, and I'd say it outdoes the original entry. Now it's rocking 50% off, and it's an open world of cats and dogs. There's a war between the two though, and you'll be playing as kings out to get their thrones back. You can play single player, but it has local 2-player as well, and it might look cute, but the gameplay is good stuff with magic, buffers, weapons, and actually some solid dungeon design as well. Really like this one myself, and you can also check out a demo on the eShop first if you just want to kind of give it a try before you buy. If you like your retro, then Fight and Rage is often overlooked, but as old school retro side-scrolling beat-em-ups go, it's a high quality one. Supports up to 3 players, but then it throws in a versus mode as well, and there's just a lot of reasons to come back here with a ton of collectibles. Where it's slightly different, it has this parry system in place, but you're out to take down mutants, and it even rocks a CRT-like filter to really kind of highlight its influences. The first time it's ever been sub $10 though, with 50% off. So not exactly a loved game this one here, but Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, and I liked it honestly. It's for sure one of the weakest entries, and its original motion control design was kinda weak, but playing it with standard controls, I still had a good time, probably because we haven't seen an entry in so long. Some of the old motion control elements, they are still in place though, makes it a little bit easy, like some barriers. The boss moments are absolutely awful, but I still think it's worth this price. It has a lot of charm, and it's kind of a good warm-up for the upcoming remasters that I just can't wait for. It's more than fair though, with 75% off. So our penultimate game of the video then, Moonlighter Complete Edition. It's an action RPG with roguelite elements. It's incredibly well respected, but it's part exploring dungeons at this archaeological site, part bringing back items to put on sale. You kind of have this dream of being a hero, but you also want to make cash, so you need to find that balance. It's another one with a huge amount of depth though. I think combat, there's villagers of course to meet, there's crafting, there's loot, there's companions, and then this version it even throws in the expansion that is Between Dimensions, which adds a new dungeon, new enemies, new bosses, new loot, new pretty much everything. It's a steal with 75% off, and you can easily get like 25 hours of gameplay here. So our final game of the week then, we're going retro with Huntdown. This is the first time the game's dropped sub $10 with this 50% off, but it's a retro run and gun experience that gives me, and I'm going to say this every time I feature the game, the Warriors vibes, thanks to this theme of like being a bounty hunter and you're hunting these gang members. It's got a seriously good vibe to it all though, lots of explosions, gore and neon, and yeah, I just think it absolutely delivers on its influences, and it has a killer soundtrack as well. And that's the week done, and it was a great week for sure for those sub $10 deals. What will you be adding to the library this week though, or are you holding onto that cash? A shout out again then to RedDeerGames for sponsoring today's video with the last survey, and remember to visit that link down below for your chance to win one of 25 copies, and you will all get 20 bonus entries if you go there and enter secret code SwitchCorner. With that then, like a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.